So we're going to kick things off.
It's worth saying how high the expectations are, considering you've offloaded all the creativity on somebody else here, Adrian.
You call it creativity, Owen. I might call it something else. We're going to kick things off here. The first category we've got for you is Feud of the Year, and the nominations are...
Jim Gavin versus the media. Paul Kimmage versus Jim Gavin. Tomas O'Shea versus Ty Kennelly. Davy Fitzgerald versus Jason Ford. Davy Fitzgerald versus Michael Duignan. Davy Fitzgerald versus Henry Shefflin. Bernard Flynn versus Aidan O'Shea. And Joe Brawley versus Colm Cooper.
What a voiceover. So it's Feud of the Year, and the winner of the very first ever Off the Ball Star to be given out is Joe Brawley and Colm Cooper. And the explanation, Owen?
Yeah, well, the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee have put in a statement. They say the standard of personal slights and the longevity of this feud were key to the selection. After Brawley's attack of Gooch's greatness after his retirement earlier in the year, he ended the season strongly as well, attacking his Sunday Game colleague for betraying the spirit of the GAA with his sickening testimonial.
Yeah, more of this good stuff on the way. It's Innovation of the Year, and the nominees are...
Lee Keegan for achievements in utilising GPS technology to gain a competitive advantage. That anonymous Clare Hurling backroom team member for achievements in innovative slitter skullduggery. The Wexford Park ground staff for achievements in architecture. Jack McCaffrey for achievements in navigating the Dublin football communications policy and doing something in the media that was actually interesting.
The committee, by the way, the Off the Ball Stars committee, is a committee of one man, and the winner is Jack McCaffrey. And over to the committee.
Yeah, congratulations to Jack. The Off the Ball Star Selection Committee recognised McCaffrey's effort for the All-Ireland winning banquet, striking just as his media manager was at the bathroom and came back to stop Jack McCaffrey. But before that time, he had done sufficient damage, according to the All-Star Selection Committee, or the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee, I should say. With his manager also with his back turned, facing Michael Lester at the time, Jack McCaffrey struck just at the right time, and we appreciate that innovation here in the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee.
And Jack McCaffrey will never be heard from ever again. Next category in the Off the Ball Stars Controversy of the Year, and the nominees are...
The Diarmuid Connolly suspension. The Davy Fitzgerald suspension. Helmet Gate 1. Helmet Gate 2. Dublin Flag Gate. And the Brendan O'Sullivan failed drugs test.
Yeah, so that's your nominees. The fact that a negative story about a Kerry footballer made the nominees was the biggest surprise for me there. But the winner is the Diarmuid Connolly suspension. Over to the committee room.
Yeah, the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee would like to extend our congratulations to Mr. Connolly, to all the officials involved, and congratulations to everybody who poured oxygen into this rather toxic story, making it a perfect storm of information and misinformation, with the term "sure, those are the rules" entering the GAA lexicon forevermore.
The next category is, I'm excited about this one. In the words of the entire committee of the Off the Ball Stars of the Year, it's the Committee of the Year.
The CCC. The CCCC. The CHC. And the DRA.
The DRA really has no place among all those CCCs, but the winner is, congratulations, the CHC.
Yeah, the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee would like to congratulate the CHC on really bringing themselves to the forefront this year. A very fearless attitude they deem to have got themselves into the national news. The CHC's 48-week ban handed down to Antrim's Matthew Fitzpatrick earlier in the year was a particular achievement and brought the disciplinary process in the GAA to new levels of nonsense. So congratulations to all at the CHC. We'll see you back here again this time next year.
An award that lots of people are looking forward to. This is the next category. It's the non-GAA GAA Person of the Year.
Jeff Stelling. Chris Kamara. Anthony Joshua. And Brian Cowan.
I don't know what Anthony Joshua in a Tyrone jersey. We might get a note on that from the committee in just a minute. But the winner is Brian Cowan.
Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Cowan. The Off the Ball Star Selection Committee would like to point out that Mr. Cowan was the star player in crunch talks between the Offaly County Board and members of the Hurley Review/Implementation Committee. Cowan answered the call of his people following calls from Offaly Chairman Tommy Byrne to step down. Byrne had been referred to by the above-mentioned committee as an absolute disaster. So well done, Mr. Cowan, on, we think, solving all that.
Next category is the Phrase of the Year, and the nominees are...
Sligo in their Connacht Football Championship win over New York. Cork in their Munster Football Championship win over Waterford. Mayo in their qualifiers win over Derry. Mayo in their qualifiers win over Cork. And Mayo in their quarter-final draw with Roscommon.
Yeah, this awards ceremony has turned into an absolute shamble. The phrase of the year was not what you've seen there. Basketball tactics was the phrase of the year in reference to the fact that this has become the phrase du jour, Owen.
Yeah, so what you saw there was the oh shit moment of the year, which we might play again. So in terms of the phrase of the year, which was won by Basketball Tactics this year, the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee was particularly impressed by the growth of this phrase in the wake of Dublin's All-Ireland semi-final win against Tyrone. Considering there were little to no basketball tactics actually used, they literally just hand-passed the ball and stuck close to the sidelines. So well done to everybody on using that phrase all year.
As I said, this has turned into an absolute shambles of an awards ceremony, but you've already seen our oh shit moment of the year, and the winner is Cork. So Cork have won the oh shit moment of the year. On why have they won it?
So according to the Off the Ball Star Selection Committee, Cork showed exemplary dedication to almost destroying their reputation as competent footballers in that match against Waterford in the Munster Senior Football Championship. Their performance against Mayo later in the summer then proved that they did indeed have to try quite hard to put in an oh shit performance like the one they did against Waterford. So well done to the Cork footballers.
It is comeback of the year, and the nominees are...
Jamie Clark, Michael Meehan, Michael Cahalan, Park E. Queeve, and the endless debate about Cork fans bringing the Confederate flag to matches.
Can't believe we showed that rag. Congratulations, Michael Cahalan.
Yeah, no explanation there really. The All-Star Selection Committee, I think it was a pretty consensus decision, actually the most consensus decision of the night.
A reminder that the consensus among committee won. Emotional moment of the year, and the nominees are...
Micheál Donoghue and his father at the Galway homecoming. Joe Canning and Jack Canning after Galway do the double. Sean Kavanagh's retirement. Derek McGrath crying on Dan Shanahan's shoulder. And the Wexford pitch invasion after they finally beat Kilkenny.
My moment of the year there, for what it's worth, I mean, I wasn't involved directly with the committee, it has to be said, was Derek McGrath's crying on Dan Shanahan's shoulder and the face that he managed to pull. But the winner is Micheál Donoghue and his dad.
Yeah, again, the comeback of the year and the emotional moment of the year were two consensus decisions we felt as a committee. Once again, some exemplary dedication to the cause there. A fantastic photograph. Probably photograph of the year, not just emotional moment of the year, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, two consensus decisions there on two of our final categories of the night.
But we have other awards. We have the Footballer of the Year and the Hurler of the Year. I think we've been doing Twitter polls on these.
We do.
mean, it does kind of go counter to the fact that I do have an envelope here, and in the envelope I have a sheet that says consult Twitter poll, which I've just done. So we're going to go with the Footballer of the Year, and will I give it in reverse order? That might be the way to do it, build up a bit of drama here. With just 2% of the vote was the Mayo goalkeeper David Clark. 8% of the vote was the Dublin goalkeeper Stephen Cluxton. With 27% was Dublin's James McCarthy. But it's an emotional win. It's a win for nostalgia, I believe, on. The winner of the Footballer of the Year for the Off the Ball, the inaugural Off the Ball All-Stars, goes to Mayo's Andy Moran.
1,500 votes apparently for Andy Moran. He won in an absolute landslide vote. You would almost swear that there is some Mayo bias present in Off the Ball and Off the Ball's followership.
How many of those 1,500 votes were from Nathan Murphy?
And his burner accounts, I would say many.
Now, we had 4 nominees in the Footballer of the Year, and for whatever reason the committee decided that 3 would do just fine for the Hurler of the Year. The nominees were Joe Canning, Kevin Moran and Jamie Barron. So in reverse order, it is with 8% of the vote, Kevin Moran. In second place with 33% of the vote was Jamie Barron, who'll probably win the real thing. And with 59% of the vote, it also kind of an emotional nostalgia type victory here for Galway's Joe Canning.
Yeah, well done, Joe. I'm sure this is going to be the highlight of his day, regardless of what happens this evening. Obviously, proved a lot of his doubters wrong by going and actually claiming Liam McCarthy. So, you know, it's been an emotional evening so far anyway. And just to see Joe Canning finally claim an off-the-ball star really is just an end to an emotional year for him. And, as I say, a very emotional ceremony this evening.
Is that the end of that nonsense?
No, there was a number of other awards actually that we didn't get to earlier in the evening.
We're going to hear from the voiceover guy again.
Yeah, you have been watching just a highlight show of the Off the Ball Stars. Here are a number of the other awards.
The Off the Ball Star for Minor Footballer of the Year was won by David Clifford. The other nominees in this category included David Clifford, David Clifford, David Clifford, and David Clifford. The Off the Ball Star for achievements in throwing a colleague under the bus. There was no clear winner here, so it was jointly awarded to Joe Brolly and Desi Dolan. Dolan and Brolly were commended for an honourable lack of loyalty to an RTE colleague at the height of the Diarmuid Connolly controversy. They suggested that Pat Spillane was responsible for Connolly's ban, an extremely impressive leap, particularly to do it on live national television. The Off the Ball Star for Fanboy of the Year was won by Kevin Kilban. The Off the Ball Star for Hair of the Year was won by Conal McCann. The Off the Ball Star for WhatsApp Group of the Year was won by the Tipperary Hurlers. The Off the Ball Star for Game of Thrones Reference of the Year was won by Mike Quirk for referring to Joe Brolly as the High Sparrow in the Irish Examiner. The Off the Ball Star for being less shit than everybody expected was won by the Carlow footballers. The Off the Ball Star for being a lot more shit than everybody expected was won by the All-Ireland football quarter-finals. This award will not be presented ever again because the All-Ireland football quarter-finals this year were collectively the shittest thing that has ever happened, and nothing could possibly ever be that shit again. The Off the Ball Star for achievements in not being as boring as we all expected goes to the Kilkenny 2006 to 2015 team. Off the Ball recognised the efforts of Jackie Tyrrell in his ruthless portrayal of Brian Cody in his new book, and Tommy Walsh for the colour he brought to listeners of Off the Ball during the summer. And the Off the Ball Star for achievements in not being as exciting as we all expected was won by the Banty era at Wexford. The Banty era at Wexford was awarded this award due to the fact that it lasted about 2 decades shorter than everyone expected.